Hello and welcome to episode 1 of Inside AI, our brand new show exploring the groundbreaking work being done in the field of artificial intelligence and deep learning. And what better place to bring our first show from than here in Munich at GTC Europe, Nvidia's GPU Technology Conference. In this show, we'll be talking to Senior Director of Automotive at Nvidia, Danny Shapiro, about the latest developments in autonomous vehicles. Introducing you to Scan's AI ecosystem and meeting some inspiring women working in the technology industry. But first, let's find out more about GTC.
So GTC is Nvidia's GPU Technology Conference, and in Europe this is our third year. Every year we're increasing by more than 1,000 attendees each year and starting to see more industries coming to the show. GTC is really designed to be a developer conference to have developers join the conference and learn all about GPU technology. And as it's evolving, we're starting to see lots of different people join. So C-level people, owners of companies, startups from any industry, automotive, education, manufacturing, healthcare is huge this year. The highlight of this show, there's always fantastic announcements, and everybody gets so buzzed up from the keynote delivered by Jensen. This year is really about the market expansion, and AI is a huge area where we've only just really scratched the surface.
Autonomous vehicles are always a hot topic, and here at GTC there was much discussion about Nvidia Drive AGX Xavier, the world's first autonomous vehicle platform. I was lucky enough to speak to Senior Director of Automotive at Nvidia to find out more.
What we've done is we've created an AI supercomputer that goes inside the car to enable autonomous vehicles. So the vehicle we have behind us, we don't make that car, but we've outfitted it with all kinds of sensors, cameras, radar, LiDAR, which is a laser scanner. All that information feeds into the Drive AGX. This is a supercomputer, runs AI algorithms. It needs to understand the environment, everything that's going on around us, what's static, what's moving, and then figure out where it is on the map so it knows what lane to be in, and then can plan a safe path forward. How does it accelerate, brake, and steer is all happening 30 times a second inside our supercomputer. We're on our 4th year of developing the Drive platform. We probably have over close to 30,000 engineering years have gone into developing the hardware and the software. So there's a lot that we do. We're building these solutions for companies like Volvo. We just announced yesterday at the keynote that Volvo is using the Drive AGX Xavier, one of our SoCs on that board, to enable their premium driver assistance system. So they'll be putting cameras all around the car, other sensors. All that information comes into the car computer, and we figure out how to safely drive it for them or provide assistance alerts to you as a human driver.
What's the sort of margin of error now? Because that often worries people, doesn't it, about how safe is a driverless car? Where are we at?
It's a really good question. Safety is our top concern, and in fact, one of the things that we're demonstrating here is our simulator. It's called Drive Constellation, and what it lets us do is actually test everything that we're building. All the hardware and software, we can validate it before we put it on the road. We can show it's safe. What we can do is use simulation to create all kinds of different situations, and we can recreate potentially hazardous scenarios and test and validate that our self-driving system works, and it works better than a human.
Distraction, distraction, distraction.
Drive IX is the software we developed that's the intelligent experience. So that's what happens more inside the car. We have driver monitoring systems, so there's a camera that's watching you. You could potentially then use our Drive IX software if you're a car manufacturer to add new convenience or safety features. So there might be something that unlocks your car using Face ID.
Hello.
There might be a driver monitor that knows whether you're paying attention or not, but also speech. AI, you might not know, is behind using Siri or using Google Home. You say something, it goes to the cloud. Nvidia GPUs in the back end are figuring out what you said, and then returning a voice back to you. But that takes time. You say something, you have to wait, and then it comes back. In the car, we want to have it be much more responsive. And you don't always have connection in the car. So we're bringing AI and voice recognition, speech recognition, text-to-speech, all running on the Nvidia Drive AGX platform simultaneously as well. If you think about the last transition that went from horses to cars, people still ride horses. Right? You usually don't ride your horse to work, but in some environments, some people may. And so I think we'll see eventually the same kind of transition. A lot of people like to drive, they've grown up driving, but there's a new generation that's not as interested in driving. So I think we'll still have motorsport. There may be things that instead of you driving to work every day, you get driven, but if you want to drive, you go out to the track on the weekend and go have fun. So we'll see what happens. There's going to be this long transition period where, again, I think you'll have the convenience of cars that in some cases, if you want to drive, you can, but you can also turn on the autopilot and let it drive you.
Attention, wake up. Caution, just a moment. All clear.
So I'm inside one of the Nvidia autonomous vehicles now, and there's some screens here which are demonstrating the Drive IX software. There's a camera here which is basically tracking not only the movement of my head, but also my facial movements to show things like drowsiness or whether I'm distracted whilst driving. So with that in mind, let's give it a little test. So there you go, really clever stuff there. We managed to show that the Drive IX software detected when I was on the phone and also when I appeared to be getting drowsy and fall asleep. And as Danny said there, it doesn't look like we're a million miles off this sort of software featuring in your car. Women make up only 8% of the speakers here at GTC, and it was an area Nvidia wanted to address. The Women at GTC lunch was a great opportunity to hear from a panel of influential females working at the forefront of tech and AI to discuss the reasons why, challenges faced, and how we encourage more women into the industry.
We need to start at the school level to really encourage girls to study, natural sciences or study mathematics.
Yeah, I think to get more women involved, it's really having discussions like we just had it today, where we can motivate also young women in AI to work in this kind of fields and being confident by themselves and just applying for these positions.
I think it's really important to have really people with diverse background, but also diverse mindsets. And women and male are really diverse in the way we are thinking.
I think the main challenge is actually that you're mainly in a lot of situations the only woman in the room. But I always had the experience that if you are speaking, everybody is listening to you because you are different. And I think you just have to do the best out of this situation and be self-confident and just stand yourself.
Listening to talk of Jensen Huang, who is the CEO of Nvidia, he's super good at presenting. So having someone like him, maybe a female, maybe a male, I think that it doesn't matter, but going out there and speaking that science is cool and it's amazing to do technology, I think it will change stuff. And ideally would be to have someone who is as influential as Kardashians, but in science.
One of Scan's main focuses here at GTC was to showcase our AI ecosystem and meet with some of our high-profile partners.
We're a specialist in gaming graphics cards, and we became so focused on GPU technology that we morphed from gaming to ProViz. And then 3 or 4 years ago, this whole notion of AI came into play, which was very, very centric on the GPU. And that's where we decided that we're going to put a lot of time and effort to grow the AI part of the business.
Scan are an elite deep learning partner, but they didn't start there. So Scan have been a partner with Nvidia for over 20 years, really started from gaming and followed the pattern and the growth really that Nvidia took. So gaming into professional visualization, into Tesla, high performance computing, and now deep learning as of 2 years ago. And they really have just taken AI and delivered that out as a service and a whole platform. And they are an elite partner and deserve that title so much because they have a dedicated AI team. The value that they deliver to all of their customers in multiple industries is really, really taking off. Scan also deliver deep learning institutes, so it's not just about providing a solution or a service to the customer, but they're also able to educate through deep learning workshops.
Gotta say, being here is transformational for us. We've discovered so many partnerships that help with the AI journey and what I would term as special relationship with Nvidia. We were honoured to have Jensen on the stand today, which for me was a proud moment given that he was just walking by and it was acknowledged for the work that we do. It just gives us a lot more motivation to carry on. So yeah, all thumbs up. We are buzzing.
We've been working together for
20 years.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Terrific to see you guys. Keep up the great work.
Well, that's all for episode 1 of Inside AI. Join us next time when we'll be taking a deeper look at how artificial intelligence is being used in healthcare and medical research. See you then.
GTC is really the crown jewel of our developer program. It gives developers all over the world the opportunity to come together in one place and cross-pollinate all of their best ideas, get to meet each other, and catch up on all the latest technology advances from Nvidia.
There's so much energy here. It's really, there are many smart people working on amazing things, and it all comes together,
My personal highlight is having everybody together under one roof, looking at all of the different technology that's available and the capabilities of that technology, but meeting customers, meeting all of the partners, meeting all of the collaboration partners and storage vendors, and the people of Nvidia as well.
How's the show been for you, Jensen?
Fantastic. This is the biggest one ever. 50% larger than last year. I think we have almost 4,000 people here. It's really great. From all industries, from automotive, industrial, of course the computing industry, ad tech, fintech, it's just all over the place. It's fantastic.
And what's the highlight been for you?
Well, I think that seeing everybody here enjoying the show, seeing all of the great progress that people are using AI for, solving all kinds of interesting problems, and it's just terrific to see how AI is changing all these different industries.